Story of your life could be better if you ate some seafood paella.
Yeah. Let me show you how big this pot John has for me today. Actually, it's probably not for me. John, I don't need to mess with this. I just saw steam coming up. We have John Gibson here. He's with Bill's by the Beach, and we are making a wonderful seafood dish this morning.
This is seafood paella. Everything that we have here is from the Gulf itself. A lot of people don't know, and I'll just point this out real quick, that the Gulf is not really famous for clams or mussels, but these I found, they're out of Cedar Key, Florida, which is right west of Ocala, Florida. They're called Cedar Key sweet clams.
Well, we definitely want to support everything local, so we appreciate you guys doing that. And if we can just get maybe one shot of this finished product. And I was talking to John when we were, Joe and Sarah, about to toss to me, and I was like, please tell me this is not for one person.
No, that is for 4 people or me and Joe. That's it for the Fat Kid Club. So.
Right. But it's going to feed a lot if you want to make this. Now, how hard is this to make at home?
This is very, very simple. It's basically a one-pot dish. We'll see when we go on through the segments today. Okay. Just everything goes into the pot. Just let it set and just let it cook and do its thing. Well,
John, let's go ahead and go through the ingredients that we have this morning, and then we can get going with some of the first steps.
It's pretty simple. Salt, pepper, chopped garlic, paprika, Conecuh sausage, of course, some diced chicken, poblano peppers. You can use green peppers if you'd like. Some diced Romano tomatoes, diced onions, clams. Today, I think on the recipe I've got grouper, but I'm using redfish today. This came in this morning. Some Gulf blue crab, claw meat, and Gulf shrimp, risotto, and clam juice. So,
and if someone doesn't like, say, one of these ingredients, like the sausage or, say, the type of fish that you use, they can substitute that and change it out?
Yes, they can. There's not a problem on that. The main thing that makes the paella is the saffron. Saffron, which is a spice, which is the most expensive spice on the planet. I was about to say,
I don't know if I've cooked with this before. This is pretty neat.
But it's really, really good. 2 or 3 threads actually colors the whole dish and flavors the whole dish.
Really?
You don't have to go wild with it. This right here is about $45 worth.
Oh, wow. John, do I need to get on the other side? Because I see you inching towards that big old pot. So I'm just going to let you go that way. All right, what's some of the first steps that we have?
First thing we're going to do, we're gonna saute off and brown up the chicken meat and also the sausage together. That's the first thing we'll start with. Then what we'll do is after that, we'll ease into what's called a sofrito. The sofrito will be the peppers, the onions, and the tomatoes.
You're going to make this studio smell real good with that sausage there.
So what you do is just get it started. You want to salt and pepper your chicken a little bit.
Okay.
Just a little bit of flavor.
And John, for those who aren't familiar, where is Bill's by the Beach?
Bill's by the Beach, if you go straight down 59 dead ends, you hang a right, and we're about a block and a half on the right-hand side. Brand new building, brand new restaurant. We opened up in April this year.
I was about to say, I thought I might have seen you guys at the Hangout Fest, or did I?
No, we weren't at the Hangout. We were going to get down there, but we a little short on time on that, too.
Right. I think I might have passed it, though, on my way down there. I had to go down there live for Studio 10, actually. But, yeah, and now's a great time to head down to the beach because it's a little bit slower. So those who live here on the Gulf Coast can go down and enjoy some of our Gulf restaurants without having to worry about tourists in and hanging out.
Right, and you can always get a place to come in and eat lunch or dinner. We run lunch specials during the week. We have blue plate specials. You know, if you're pocketbook minded and stuff like that, we've got some stuff. You know, a meat and 3. You can come in, have a blue plate special, and some seasonal vegetables and stuff like that.
All right. Well, we're going to get started or continue to work on the sausage and the chicken here in the kitchen. And coming up, we have a whole lot more of ingredients to add to this. So Joe and Sarah, I hope you guys are ready because there's all kinds of stuff going on over here.
We are back with Chef John from Bill's by the Beach, and you have got this thing full, man. This is going on, and we've got even more to put in it.
It's not even full yet. So what you do on the big paella pan, just push your chicken and your sausage to the side. On the other side, we started the sofrito. The sofrito is the onions, the tomatoes, the peppers, and also the garlic. And what you want to do is just cook it till the tomatoes start to break down like they're doing right now. And then what you'll do is make the base. So you have the paprika. And then on the saffron, if you can't find saffron, you can get saffron powder. That's available in stores, and then also turmeric also adds another color to it. But you only need a few threads in there, believe it or not. That does up the whole dish.
Now, if you don't have time to make sofrito, could you add some chili cheese fritos?
No.
Okay, just check.
Only if you're doing chili cheese fries.
Oh, there we go. All right, sounds good.
And then we add a little bit of seafood stock to it just to get all the ingredients melded together. And we'll just do a big mix.
While you're working on that, tell us a little bit about Bill's by the Beach.
Bill's by the Beach, we're located, like I said, on 300 West Beach Boulevard. We are a coastal cuisine. We do 80% of our cuisine is Gulf seafood.
Awesome.
So we also buy local, support local, anything local we try and do. We run lunch and dinner. We also run a breakfast buffet on Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays. So you can come in for a breakfast buffet, and that'll set you back a whole $8.
A whole $8, man, what a steal. Taking a look at the picture of Bill's by the Beach too, looks like a fantastic location, looks like a great place to go and get some fantastic coastal cuisine.
And it is beautiful. It's right across from the turtle sanctuary, so therefore there will be no high rises going up in there.
Perfect.
So we have an unobstructed view every day of the week.
Very awesome. All right, what do you got there? Some risotto?
So yeah, if you want to, you can make the risotto ahead of time. I just do a basic risotto, just white wine, onions, and a little bit of chicken stock.
Okay.
And what you do is just add all this into the pool and get it started.
And you were telling me you've done some traveling recently too, been kind of all over the place studying different cuisines and food and all that kind of stuff.
Was up in the Northeast. I was up in New York, New Jersey, which I don't really see there's a lot in New Jersey, but went up in New Jersey for a little bit, and then down through Virginia, and then went all the way down south to Sunrise, Florida, down around to Fort Lauderdale. So yeah, been a little busy lately.
Yeah.
And then found my way back to Alabama, of course, for some reason, I think everybody comes back to Alabama.
Hey, that's a great thing. We love that. All right, so that is looking so good. The full recipe for this is online. When do we start adding some of that seafood that is over there?
What we're going to heat up the rice just a little bit and get a good little steaming going on, and then we'll add all the seafood in.
All right, that sounds good. Well, how about we plan to do that in the final segment when we come up. Meanwhile, check out all the information about Bill's by the Beach online and also the recipe for this fantastic seafood paella. Guys, this is a lot of food over here.
Welcome back to Studio 10. We are back in the kitchen with Chef John from Bill's by the Beach. We're making Gulf seafood paella, and it smells delicious. And you know, when you cook this much food and you can do it in one pan, that's fantastic, right?
It is. And we were talking about this for 4 people. You have the bigger pan than I have. This is a 14, and I think this is about a 16. This will probably feed about 6 to 8 people.
That's great.
Comfortably. And you could do it, like a one pan, probably 30, 40 minutes total, and you're done.
That's awesome. All right, so we have gotten to the point here where we're ready to add in our shrimp.
Our shrimp and our clams, basically you can arrange them however you want to. You can just dump them all in and spread them out. You can put little designs in, because what the shrimp, you don't want to move the shrimp once they're set.
Okay, you don't want to stir them up.
You don't want to stir them up, because that's the whole thing about paella, is like the presentation, so everybody sees all the shrimp on the top, kind of like the one that we did earlier. But you just arrange them really, really quickly. We'll just do one line real quick.
And in here already, seafood-wise, you put in crab?
We put in crab meat, we put in redfish, and I think on the recipe online it calls for grouper, but you can use any kind of white fish you would like.
Okay.
I would prefer, you can use catfish if you'd like, but, stick to the ocean and do your groupers or your snappers. Try and stay away from the mackerel or the kings. Too much oil in the fish, but
okay.
Really, really good stuff. So you just arrange your shrimp like so.
And once it's in, you leave it, which is actually a nice thing to do too.
Right. What I like to do is put the clams along the edge, because usually around the edge of the pan is where it's the hottest.
Okay.
And you just stick them down in the rice.
And they're all closed up now, but when they open, that's kind of our key that things are all finished.
It's the cool thing about seafood. They usually have their own little, temperature gauge, like when the shrimp turn pink and everything else. So you just arrange them around the pan. If they do not open, just take them out, throw them away.
Okay.
They won't be good for you.
Okay, good to know. You need to make sure that they open, otherwise you don't want to eat them. You were telling me something else about this. You do this, you line this stuff all up, you let it cook, and then you cover it, because we're looking for a specific final touch here.
Well, some of us call it the snap, crackle, pop of paella. What you do is you cook the paella until you hear it start to crackle or pop. And what it's doing on the bottom, it makes what's called, the Spanish call it socarrat. Socarrat is like a crusty rice bottom, and everybody fights over it when they eat paella, because it's the best, because it's crunchy and it has all the flavor into it. But once it hits that, you take it off the heat, throw some foil over it, let it simmer for 10 to 15 minutes, and it's good to go.
Good stuff. Okay, we have a couple of spices here. Are we done with these? Do we need to add anything at the end?
We're done with this. This is just your final garnishment. Once the shrimp are cooked, once everything is set, you'll garnish with a little bit of parsley and put your lemon and lime wedges on for people to squeeze on their own portions and go about their thing.
And everything is in one pan, and it's a pretty looking pan, so that when you serve it up, everything is looking good.
It is.
Start to finish, how long did you say?
Start to finish about 30, 40 minutes.
Okay.
Total.
Okay, so we have this website, or this recipe for you on our website. Just go to fox10tv.com, look for the Studio 10 tab, and we can make this at home.
You can make that at home anytime, just got to have a big enough pan.
Okay, and remember the final touch where you let it crisp up underneath. You were saying when you start to feel resistance in your rice, which
Yeah.
is hard to do now with the shrimp.
Well, you can. What you do is just go in right here to the edges, and you'll start feeling resistance, like it's sticking to the pan. Once you've done that, and you can feel it, and like I said here, the snap, crackle, and pop, then you know it's ready to go.
All right, very good.